Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another week of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and you're watching the Daily Grind. If you guys are just joining us, we did a test this morning, and I don't know how it's going to do. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it progresses over the next hour and a half, 2 hours. We went live with a upload in the very beginning of the morning, and then what we did was at the end of that video, it sends you over to here. If you're just coming here normally, because every morning I do this from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern, I do appreciate there. We do have a topic that we're talking about this morning, and the topic is Skull and Bones and Ubisoft as a whole. If you did watch the video went over Skull and Bones' sixth delay. It'll probably have a seventh delay, but they've delayed that game 6 times now. Now, what is Ubisoft doing? Right? They've canceled 3 games. They've canceled 7 games in the last 6 months. So there's a lot of problems going on with Ubisoft, and what does this mean for Ubisoft, for the future of Ubisoft, right? We just did a story earlier this week about Massive making the Star Wars open world game, and obviously that's not one of the games because it says they canceled 3 unannounced games that we didn't even know about yet. So there's no worry that the Star Wars game, as of right now, is up for any kind of cancellation in any way, shape, or form. Good morning, Water. They're going to turn it into the Black Flag 2. Watch. I don't know if they're going to be doing that. I don't know. The problem with Skull and Bones is I don't even think they know what they want to do. That game has changed multiple times, and it's just been it's been in hell. It's been in hell. I mean, what they really need to do is just sink the ship, right? They just got to sink the ship. It's been in development since 2013. It's been in development for 10 years. In 2017, they changed it, and then it changed again sometime in like 2019 or 2020, and now it is what it is today when people played the playtest and whatnot, and it's just in really bad form. The bigger problem, I think, is Ubisoft itself, right? Morning, Jesse Mac. Right, Ubisoft itself is a problem because they're canceling 7 games now. The studio's gigantic, by the way, right? I think they have like 45 studios. They have over 20,000 employees. This is why Ubisoft can push out these games like they do. This is why they have Avatar. This is why they have Star Wars. This is why they're doing Assassin's Creed. There's a lot going on behind the scenes of Ubisoft, and I think one of the reasons that they're having problems is because they're trying to sell the studio. Right? They're trying to sell the studio off. Me and Sarge talked about this months ago that we're like, well, who do we think Ubisoft is going to go to? Now, obviously there's a lot of buyers out there, right? You could say Sony, you can say Microsoft. Those are the two big guys, right? Then you have ones that you never even thought of where, well, actually I should say there's 3 big ones, right? There's Sony, there's Microsoft, there's Tencent, and then there's other players out there that we don't even know about. Right? Or Amazon, or, maybe another corporation buys them up. Right now, Ubisoft is about $3 billion, right? But it comes with 20,000 employees. So there's a lot that could go on with this. And I do think that this means this company is trying to look like it's trying to make itself more appealable to companies to buy. And I think Ubisoft is going to buy. Now, it is a private company. Water says they're just focusing too many titles at once. They should just focus on a few games at a time. Make sure quality is better than quantity. I looked up. I was just looking up right before the show started of like what games they have coming out. Right, the highest selling games they've ever had. Right, I'll bring this up. Right, the highest selling games they ever had. And this article comes from Game Rant. Okay, Assassin's Creed sold 9 million, right? 9 million copies. But Assassin's Creed 2, when did that come out? When did Assassin's Creed 2 come out? We have Assassin's Creed. This can't be the is this the right list? I don't see any Assassin's Creed on this. No, this is the wrong list. When does Assassin's Creed 2 come out? I think Assassin's Creed 2 came out, I want to say, was it early 2000s? 2009. All right. So 2009. What's going on, Luke? Come on, Chief. Right? So 2009 is when Ubisoft had their game, and their best-selling, that was their 18th best-selling game. The 17th is Watch Dogs. It also sold 9 million. Then you have Assassin's Creed Unity, 10 million. Far Cry 4, 10 million. Far Cry 3, 10 million. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, The Division 2 sold 10 million. Right? Division 2 is 4 years ago, by the way. 4 years ago. Assassin's Creed Origins, that's like 3-4 years ago, right? Then you have Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands, 10 million. That's also, what, 3-4 years? 2017, that's 5 years ago. Okay, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, 10 million. That's probably like the newest title, and that's like 2-3 years old, right? Watch Dogs 2, 10 million. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 10 million. Again, that's 4 years old, right? 5 years old this year. Assassin's Creed 3, that thing's a good 10-decade old. Prince of Persia, 14 million. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is back in, 2012? 2013? Tom Clancy's Division sold 20 million. Wow, was there that big discrepancy between Division and Division 2? Wow. Right? I guess I wasn't the only one that felt burned about this. They sold 10 million copies less. For Honor, 21 million. That's back in like 2016 and 2017. The Crew, that's a couple years, 5 years old. And then Far Cry 5. So they really haven't had a hit. They really haven't had a hit in about 4 years, right? 4 or 5 years. This is the top games they've ever sold, right? This is the 18 of the best-selling games that they've ever had. And all of those games are a good 3, 4, 5 years old, so they haven't hit anything. Valhalla is not on this list, right? Valhalla, that means, unless they're not telling us the truth here, Valhalla has sold less than 9 million units, right? It could be like 19 or whatnot, but Valhalla is not on here. What's going on, Stealth? Come on, Luke. Right? So it's very interesting to see, like, why are they having these problems? Why are they making these games and then canceling? Mario Rabbids didn't sell very well. Just Dance had poor reception, right? So let me bring up an article here and let's talk about Ubisoft cancels 3 unannounced games, delays Skull and Bones for the 6th time. Okay, for the 6th time. Now, in the article, it says, in the press release today, Ubisoft outlined a new strategy for the remainder of the fiscal year, as well as lower the expectations of the last fiscal quarter. Ubisoft explains move as a result of the company's facing major challenges as the industry continues to shift towards mega brands and long-lasting titles. So mega brands, right? So they're adjusting to that. So the mega brands that we see, Avatar, Star Wars, right? Those are mega brands. Okay, like just mega brands in general. So they're looking towards that. Okay, long-lasting titles that can also reach players across the globe, across platforms and business modes. The other one, there's mega brands and long-lasting games. The long-lasting games are the Assassin's Creeds, the Divisions, right? Those type of games they're making. Even the Watch Dogs, I guess, they're trying to keep the franchise going and whatnot. It says, while Ubisoft notes its goals has been to build large, overreaching global brands, the release adds that the games of this investment phase have yet to be released. While recent launches have not performed as well as expected, right? The recent ones that they did, Mario Rabbids, Just Dance, those are bombing as of right now. They're not the big brands. They're not the Division 20 million. They're not the Division 2 10 million. They're not the Assassin's Creed in the 9 and 10 million. They're struggling right now, right? So it says, in hopes of outperforming the final weeks of 2022 and earlier in January, despite the ambitious marketing plan, Just Dance 2023 underperformed as well. Now, underperformed, maybe they wanted to sell like 6 million copies. They only sold 5 million copies, and now, the writing's on the wall type of thing. The big one for me, and I want to know what you guys think, is Ubisoft delaying Skull and Bones yet again. What is it about this game, right? Because it's not part of Assassin's Creed. It's not an Assassin's Creed game. It's Black Flag was the game it pulled from. Took that technology, made it into a standalone game, and it's not an Assassin's Creed. So it's not a big brand, right? It's not a big brand. It's not even related to Assassin's Creed in any way, shape, or form. Skull and Bones was supposed to be based on the stories of Skull and Bones, the famous pirates, okay? But now they've pulled that completely from the game, where you make your own character and you become your own, like, idol, like a Blackbeard, right? Of your own, or Captain Hook type of thing, and a very popular captain of the ship. Well, it's nowhere near what it was before. They've changed it 3 times now. They delayed it 6 times now. Why does Ubisoft just think that Skull and Bones needs to come out? It just needs to come out. It's a game that everybody wants, but nobody wants. Okay, I know some of you have played the testing. I know some of you have played the alpha tests or the beta tests. Okay, but why? Why is Ubisoft pushing so hard on Skull and Bones, and yet now it's on the 6th delay. Now it could be the 7th delay. It looks very strange to me that Skull and Bones, up until this point, has never known. It went silent. It got changed. It got silent. It got changed again. And they're like, yeah, we're going to delay. Just cancel it. Just cancel. You have so many different games, as Water said. Instead of spreading yourself thin, why are you doing it? The weird thing is, because I found this, Ubisoft announced the open world action RPG Assassin's Creed Valhalla has surpassed 20 million players worldwide. Players are different than sales, though, right? Let me look up what the actual, because sales are different. This article might be old. It's October 23 of 2022, so maybe since then it's surpassed. I'm trying to look to see if Just Dance, Assassin's Creed, Tom Clancy. Yeah, they don't. Okay, so this is a player count. I don't know when this is last updated. The player count is different than sales, right? So they have sales here. I'm trying to see if Valhalla is on this list. And I don't see it on this list either, but that doesn't mean anything because there's a Red Steel's on here with 1 million. So there's got to be something off about. Let me just look up Assassin's Creed Valhalla sales. Assassin's Creed Valhalla tops 20 million players. The game also earned over $1 billion in revenue, but that doesn't mean they sold that many. You know what I'm saying? Made over $1 billion. So as of February 18th, 2022. Here, this one is as of October 27th. This article from VG Charts is from. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla tops 20 million players. Ubisoft announced that open world action RPG Valhalla surpassed 20 million players worldwide. Over 20 million Vikings have embarked on the epic journey. But does that mean sales? See, if it was sales, copies sold, they would say that. Right? I don't think it is, Stealth. I don't think it is. Million players is different than sales. They don't tell us the sales numbers. Right? So they don't even go into more depth. I mean, obviously, anytime a company sells games, they're like, oh, we sold 20 million copies, 10 million copies. They don't tell you anything. 20 million copies. Here, let me see. Games that sold 20 million lifetime. List of highest grossing mobile games, best selling video games. We did this yesterday. I don't remember that on the list at all. Let's see. All right, this is copies sold, right? This is copies sold, and this is based on Wiki. Okay, so obviously it might not be true. Okay, there's not one Assassin's Creed on this list. Okay, this is sales. These are units. These are units sold. Okay, Minecraft 238, Grand Theft Auto 170, Tetris 100, Wii Sports 82. I don't see. Okay, I don't see, and the lowest one on this list is 22. It could have sold 20 million, but it's not on this list, right? So it might be a very successful game, but it's just not on this list. Not one Ubisoft game is on this list in the history. Not one. Because a sale is a sale. But I heard Valhalla was one of Ubisoft's top sellers. Sure, it could have been top seller. But 20 million people doesn't mean 20 million sales, right? And then it also went on sale, right? So copies sold, and think about that. It went on sale, and those count as still a sale. But I don't see it anywhere. Don't forget, Valhalla is on Game. No, it's not on Game Pass. I don't understand why companies will push games to release before they're ready. But somehow Skull and Bones, which only has a negative reputation, continues to get more and more time to develop. I don't understand. I don't think at this point, Neutralizer, if the game comes out and it's flawless, Skull and Bones is like the best pirate game ever in existence. There's no way they make their money back from the development time that they put in for 10 years. Right? This is not Avatar 2, 13 years after Avatar 1, where James Cameron's going to make $2 billion off a thing. There's nothing on this game to get people hyped for this game. This is not like a beloved franchise that's been out for so many years and everyone's just dying and grasping to get Skull and Bones. At this time, Skull and Bones is literally a laughing stock, right? Sure, you could be excited about it, but nothing good can come from Skull and Bones at this point. Because even if it comes out flawless and there's just like a couple of glitches, they'll be like, the game's been out for 10 years, the game's been in development for 10 years, it's still broken, buggy. I mean, it's got to come out flawless. I can go buy one second hand if I don't count to the sales. Sure. But we all know, Luke, that the massive sales are not happening at GameStop anymore, right? Digital is the 70 or 80% of the market now. I mean, you could break it down. They made $1 billion, right? Divide that by 59. Sure. $1 billion in sales. $1 billion in sales. All right, hold on. Let me see. We got, that's 100,000. That's $1 million. That's 100 million. That's 1 billion. Okay. And we'll divide that by, I'll just put 60. Okay. That's 16 million units. 16.6 million units. So no, they didn't sell 20 million units. So that even goes in farther. So if they sold $1 billion and it's at $60 a piece, they've made $16 million. Or 16 million copies, sorry. You can't divide 1 billion by 59. Just in general, Neutralizer, we're saying that if they made revenue of $1 billion and we say it's $60 per thing, obviously it still doesn't equal 20 million. It equals 16.6. It's not official, but that's what we're doing quick math here. It's not 20 million players are playing the game. It's not like how many it sells. Ubisoft tells us that. Right, Jesse, that's what I'm saying. They would tell you that it's sold 20 million copies. They didn't say that. They said 20 million players. $20 million players. Yeah, that's 1.2 billion. Right? It's 1.2 billion. Because they have to figure out how to get it as much as money back as possible. So they delay it and work needed to get back in more money in their eyes. I guess all I can see, Sarge, is that Skull and Bones, when and if it ever gets released, to make that money back, microtransactions are flying in that game. Right? Are flying in that game. At one point, there was talks of making Skull and Bones free to play. Right? I don't know what the business model is now. I'm going to pick up the latest Ratchet and Clank, which is finally on sale for $30 until the 19th on tomorrow. I played it, definitely quality Insomniac is known for. Oh, for sure. I haven't heard not one streamer who's not getting paid say that they are excited about Skull and Bones. I'm on record, Water, of saying do not get Skull and Bones in any way, shape, or form. Like none. Like, do not get it day one. Do not get it week one. Do not get it month one. Get it year one. When it's on sale or free to play, and then try it out. Like, it's going to be an utter mess. Even if the game comes out and it looks beautiful and it's fun to play, it's fundamentally going to have so many issues. Like, think about how many issues Anthem had, okay? And they worked on that game, right? They worked on that game for 7 years. And they did nothing with it for the longest time, and then built it in 12 months and then sold it. Right? You could tell there was something wrong with it. I hope Ubisoft gets it together. I love Assassin's Creed franchise. I like a lot of Ubisoft games. Right? I like The Division. I liked Assassin's Creed. I played Assassin's Creed up until I think 3 or Brotherhood, whatever it was. It was Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I love the Assassin's Creed franchise up to a certain point. I have other games. I just haven't gone back and played them. I like The Division. I like The Division 2. I didn't like the Wildlands, but I like more than I don't like from Ubisoft. I hope they do get their shit together. Right, what I'm saying is that some of the copies are cheaper, which means there are more than 16 million copies. Sure. And then there's also, there's people on sale. There's people that buy it secondhand that don't even count as the sales. But when they log into the game, it counts as them playing the game. That's why they say 20 million players and not 20, I mean, think about this. Let's say I buy the game. I buy the game, beat the game, and then I sell the game. And then you buy the game from the store that I sold it to, right? Now it's 2 players for 1 copy of the game sold, right? So now we both count as part of that 20 million players that have played the game, right? And then you sell it. You buy it. Right? Then you sell it, and then someone else picks it up, buys it. That's 3 people for 1 copy of the game, right? They're trying to get rid of that. They're trying to get rid of that method. Do you really think Skull and Bones gets released before Starfield? No, I don't. I'll be honest. I think Skull and Bones will get delayed one more time. It'll get a 7th time, and the best for it would be to just shut it down. They'll delay it one more time, and then before it comes out, they'll be like, we've decided to move on. Like, think about this, right? Think about this, Water. The game started development in 2013, and by the time it comes out, it'll be 2024, 2025. Okay? The game has already dated itself because of the engine they used and what they did. There was an article, while they were building the game in the first place, this is why they stopped working on it, and then did it again. The technology they used for Black Flag got outdated, and they had to redo it and upgrade it to make it work for Skull and Bones. Right? There's no way in hell this game is going to come out. And if it does come out, there's no way in hell that it makes its money back in any way, shape, or form. It'll be more of a seller to sell their Ubisoft Plus, or perhaps they sell the company off. Perhaps they sell the company off to a company. Let's say Sony picks them up or Microsoft picks them up. That'll be the game that you throw on PS Plus or Game Pass to kind of bring people in, right? But they don't really have to sell the company off to do that. They could just literally just throw it on those platforms anyway and then get microtransactions to make their money back. So do not buy it day one. Don't buy it day one, month one. Finally, Unblocked Starscream. It looks great. Feels like it needs to buy a second one to have him in jet mode also. Oh, for that one that you showed me? I think it would have to be better if it was an action RPG strategy game in vein of the XCOM and Marvel Midnight Suns. Well, there's people that were playing the game. And they say, well, you get off the boat, but you don't get off the boat as much as you would like, right? So you do get off, but it's like hubs, not at like other islands. No matter what, Ubisoft, Skull and Bones are putting in lots of pay-to-win micros while free-to-play or not. 100%. What's going on, Milky? If you guys didn't see the video, I did have a video this morning at 10 o'clock. It's about 9 minutes long about Skull and Bones and like the history of it. And then the new news of what happened with Ubisoft, right? So there's another article that came out. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, so here's the games that, because there's unannounced games, and they said they canceled 3 unannounced games. So get it out of your head right now. The Star Wars game is not canceled in any way, shape, or form. None of the games that you heard of from Ubisoft is canceled. It's games that you haven't heard of, right? So every Ubisoft game in development as of right now, okay, it says Ubisoft massive company. According to its own data, the video game publishing giant owns over 45 development studios and employs over 20,000 people, significantly more than the competitors such as EA. Though Ubisoft is reportedly dealing with exodus of talent. Despite its ongoing struggles, Ubisoft continues to focus on producing new entries in its stable and establishing franchises. Assassin's Creed, Tom Clancy, Far Cry, to name a few. While experimenting with new franchises like Immortal Phoenix Rising, Riders Republic, it's one of the 1-2 punch that makes Ubisoft development decisions interesting to follow, even if the most experiments don't always pan out. To give you a better idea of the company's current production pipeline, we've created a list of every Ubisoft game we know to be in development for console and PC. Now, rumor projects and mobile games such as Assassin's Creed Jade or The Division Resurgence are not included in this. Now, click through the gallery below to continue scrolling through. All right, so we have Oddballers. Oddballers is a multiplayer party game that, according to Ubisoft, plays like dodgeball turned up to 11. Gameplay differs from area to area and with different rules and environments, mini games, and it supports a 4-player 6 on Switch online for local matches. Oddballers feels like it's that roller derby one, right? We played that roller derby one last year sometime, and I felt like that needed a good year before that one should have came out. We have Tom Clancy's Division Heartland, right? Tom Clancy's Division Heartland is one of the 3 free-to-play shooters in development by Ubisoft, and it's also works of Ubisoft's Red Storm Entertainment, which is a contribution for development of mainline Division games. Heartland is described as a standalone game that doesn't require previous experience with the series, but will provide all new perspectives of the universe in the new setting. So last we heard, it was quietly delayed to Ubisoft's fiscal year 2022-2023, and you can now sign up for a chance to participate in the future playtest. Okay, we have Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones began life as a multiplayer expansion for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now think about this, right, chat? Skull and Bones was a multiplayer expansion for Assassin's Creed Black Flag back in 2013, before becoming a standalone title it is today. Now, however, it was also until the E3 2017 that Skull and Bones was properly revealed with a fall 2018 release window. A window that has then been pushed back once a year since. The game was delayed yet again in early 2023, moving to March 9th to earlier Ubisoft's fiscal 2023 2023 or 24, which begins on April 1st. Okay, so now it can get pushed to later this year or pushed out of this year, right? So in 2022, following a report, rebooted Skull and Bones officially resurfaced out in November 8th. Skull and Bones is an open sea adventure with a campaign. Instead of players will capitalize customizable pirate ships and embark on their own adventures, perhaps akin to rare Sea of Thieves, right? So there you go. Ubisoft also confirmed that Skull and Bones will receive multiple years of free post-launch content. So there you go. That answers the question why they're putting it out. Okay. So they've already said they'll receive multiple years of free post-launch content, including regular updates, new content, activities, stories, and challenges. So there's your answer. Okay. Skull and Bones is coming out. Right? Skull and Bones is coming out, but it's going to be a constant micro machine. Okay. A microtransaction machine, not a micro machine. We actually like micro machines. Okay. We have Assassin's Creed Mirage. Ubisoft's next Assassin's Creed game takes the series back to its stealth-focused roots, set 20 years before Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Mirage stars Basim, okay, set in Baghdad, which is also split into 4 districts, and the game is built on 3 design pillars used to create the original Assassin's Creed stealth, parkour, and assassinations. Mirage removes the RPG elements from the modern Assassin's Creed games in favor of the more linear story-focused experience. It also features revamped detection systems in the effort to enhance the stealth encounters. Mirage, similar scale compared to the other recent games like Odyssey and Valhalla, reflect its $50 US price point. Then you have the big one, right? Avatar Frontier of Pandora, right? This is that big brand that they're going for. Also due out this year for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, the first-person open-world game is set in the universe of James Cameron's Avatar film series. Ubisoft Massive Entertainment is developing the story-driven game in collaboration with Disney and Cameron's Lightstorm Entertainment production company. Magnus Jansen, previously creative director of The Division, is leading the creative direction on Avatar. Developed in Massive, its own Snowdrop engine, Frontiers of Pandora is a standalone story in which you play the Na'vi fighting against the human-run RDA. It's also set in the Western Frontier, a never-before-seen part of Pandora. Now, Ubisoft gave us our first look of Avatar Pandora during the E3 2021 trailer, showed off the vibrant world. Frontier Pandora is skipping the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One due to technical limitations of last-gen consoles. By developing exclusively for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC, Massive said the able to realize the vision of the aerial gameplay, organic map design, and also overall immersion. Another benefit of dropping the last-gen hardware is the impact of the AI NPCs, the narrative realization designer, Rendell said that the Massive has created a system where the NPC understands the state of the world, for example, weather, player progression, or time of day. And there are currently no specific release date on Frontiers of Pandora, through its noting that the next Avatar film hits theaters on December 16th. So, obviously, it just surpassed. Avatar 2 just came out. This game is nowhere to be seen. It could drop this year. It could drop this year to fill in the gap between Avatar 2 and Avatar 3, which would be interesting. You also have Assassin's Creed Infinity. It's a game that is an upcoming platform, future Assassin's Creed games. It's going to be a single entry point for our fans into the Assassin's Creed franchise into the future. And said the series executive producer Mark Cote, Infinity is going to be the hub that is unite all our different experiences and our players together in meaningful ways, whatever the hell that means. Assassin's Creed Codename Red. Assassin's Creed Codename Red is a series of next big scale open world RPG, and it's a long-waited venture into the feudal Japan. Ubisoft has yet to reveal much about the Red, including the official title release window. They also did a reveal cinematic trailer during the last Ubisoft Forward. Besides Red, then you have Hexy, Assassin's Creed Codename Hexy. The second game coming in the Assassin's Creed Infinity is Codename Hexy. Even less is known about this, so I won't even read what that is. And then we have Assassin's Creed VR, which, all right. And then we have the other joke of the industry as of right now. It looks very welcoming, like everyone wants this game to come out, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. Where it begins, how about 14 years ago in 2008 when Ubisoft first announced the follow-up Beyond Good and Evil. Now, Ubisoft would mention the project immediately between then and 2017 when Beyond Good and Evil 2 was officially revealed. Beyond Good and Evil 2 was apparently an action-adventure RPG intended to be a massive, seamless online environment that can be experienced solo or cooperatively. Story-wise, Beyond Good and Evil 2 will be a prequel, though Ubisoft is billing as a spiritual successor to the 2003 original. It is set on the System 3 solar system, home to human and hybrid clones, where more detailed story synopsis from Ubisoft, while corporations fight over resources and power, and clones weave together the rich and diverse spiritual cultures heritage of the old Earth. So there you go. Developer was initially led by the original game creator, Michael Ansel, before he retired in 2020 to open up. Can you imagine working on a game and then retiring before it was finished? Right? You started the game and then you retired. Under investigation at Ubisoft shortly before his departure due to allegations of toxic behavior. Shortly after the news, Ansel departed broke. Ubisoft put a statement saying the director hadn't been directly involved with the Beyond Good and Evil 2. All right, so there you go. That's the write-up. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake. We have a game called Project Q. In April, Ubisoft announced Project Q, a team battle arena in early development. Project U. In late September, Ubisoft announced Project U, a new concept session-based co-op shooter where many players unite against the overwhelming threat. So it's more like a horde shooter type of thing. That's Project Q. We have The Settlers, the 8th entry in the classic RTS series. The Settlers is a brand of reboot for 29-year-old franchise at the series' first new game since 2010. We have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell remake, which I'm excited for, but at the same time a little skeptical about it. And then we have the Ubisoft Star Wars game that just got announced. And then we have X Defiant. X Defiant is the last 3 free-to-play shooters in development at Ubisoft. X Defiant has a fast-paced 6-on-6 arena shooter. So you can see the marketing and you can see where Ubisoft is going with their future of their games. The future of their games is basically free-to-play model, live service model, right? So free-to-play live service. You just have pay single-player game live service type of thing, always constantly adding on to it and whatnot. So that's where they're going. So my question to you, chat, do you think that them canceling the games, their market cap going down, right? Do you think that they are selling off? They're trying to make their company look better than it is, getting rid of the fat to hand over the company to somebody else. And if the conversation goes that way, do we go the route of, does Sony pick them up? Does Tencent pick them up? Does Microsoft pick them up? Wouldn't it be a kick in the nuts, right? Sony's been fighting for Call of Duty to say they can't buy Activision because Microsoft would have a monopoly or they would have dominance over the industry. And then all of a sudden they come back and buy Ubisoft, who really is not a big player in the larger scheme, right? They don't have one game over the 20 million mark. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of months, especially since right after, we see it now as they're probably talking behind the scenes and selling this company off. And we probably won't hear about it until this time next year when the books are all clear and said and done. Because Microsoft right now can't go out and buy another company while they're purchasing the Activision. There's just too much going on. Sony could pick them up. Sony's looking to spread their live service content, right? They picked up Bungie. Bungie's to help them make games. They're looking to make 12 games, right? Isn't that correct? There are 12 live service or online game type of things to bring to Sony. These guys already have like 10 or 12 games, right? Assassin's Creed alone is like 4 or 5 live service type games. Then you have The Division, that's 2 or 3 more. Then you have Wildlands, and you have all these other ones. So it'll be interesting to see taking the technology that they know and bringing them over to Sony. Then you have Tencent. Tencent's been investing left and right. Tencent's also not be able to buy companies in their own country right at the moment because their country's not letting anyone buy anything. So they have to go outwards to try to buy other companies. Okay. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? I do think that Ubisoft is getting sold off. I've been saying it for months, if not years, over on Generation X Gaming, which is a reminder tonight, Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast, goes over a few of the top stories from the past week and we rant along the way. Ubi wouldn't retire. You wouldn't retire if the game was worth it. Well, I think he retired, Sarge, because of allegations is why he retired. Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming out since 20 years ago. 15, actually, Milky. It's 15 years as of right now. Mr. Luke says they need to sell by the looks of it. I thought that was going for Skull and Bones. What do you mean, a comic? Sorry, I'm reading your chat after you answered the thing while I was saying it. Speaking of Avatar, has anyone seen the movie yet? Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was good. I wouldn't say excellent. I thought it was good. I think it's as good as the first one. So if you like the first one, it's more of that. I think maybe a little bit better. It's more of a messaging of family, not like Fast and Furious, of family and like a very powerful like father figure, which you don't very get to see in a lot of movies nowadays. Let me see what else we got here. So Ubisoft has canceled at least 7 games in the last 6 months, right? So that to me is definitely we gotta like sell it off. Again, there's lots of ways it could go. Lots of ways it could go. But to have 45 subsidiaries underneath the umbrella with almost 21,000 employees, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, go see it in 3D, Water, if you can. I think it's better in 3D. That's the only reason I went to go see it in theaters, because I didn't want to wait for it to come home and watch it, because I did that with Avatar 1. I saw it in theaters in 3D, and then I saw it with my wife. All right, I saw it with my wife at home, and it just wasn't the same experience, right? It just wasn't the same experience. There's something about Avatar that when you go see it in the theaters and you're putting the 3D glasses on, it's not the 3-dimensional, like in your face, like ooh, type of thing. It's the ambience of it, right? There was multiple times when I was watching the thing, like underwater or when they're flying, there was like little particles and stuff that were like floating in front, and I felt like there was like stuff in the theater, right? I was like, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool. So I suggest go see it. I suggest go seeing it in theaters as of a 3D. Did anybody go see Megan? I gotta hang now. I gotta cut it off. Sorry, guys. All right. Anybody go see Megan? I hear that's good. I might watch that, but I'm not gonna go to the theaters and watch it. So I want to know, chat, are you guys interested in Skull and Bones in any way, shape, or form? Right? Is Skull and Bones? You're looking at this going, delayed again. I was looking forward to that game. At this point, I don't think anyone can really be excited for Skull and Bones in any way, shape, or form. Even the people that played it, even people that played the alpha. Jesse Mack says, Massives needs to prove to us that with the new open world Avatar game, it's good to even trust them with the open world Star Wars game. True. But I don't think they have to prove. I think they've done a really good job with Division 1 and Division 2. Again, though, I think the turnoff of Division 1 and Division 2 is that it's set in modern day. Like, literally modern day. El Dente says, I'm looking forward to seeing it burn. You saw Megan, it was actually pretty good. Yeah, Milky. It looks fun. So does Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear looks like a fun little thing as well. Yeah, I have a feeling the Skull and Bones. I At this point, I kind of want to see it just not succeed to show us like proof that when a game takes this long to make and changes so many times and they don't know what they want from it. I don't want to say they know what they're doing, but they don't know what they want to do with it. Something has to be made as an example of, hey, don't buy it. Don't do it. But I do think that Skull and Bones is going to be the next type of Fallout 76 type of game. Not by like the multiplayer aspect of it. I'm talking about how it gets crapped on so much, but there's going to be a group of people that love it and continue and they keep supporting it, which we know they are. Skull and Bones, not even a little bit. Yeah, I feel like it's a waste for them to do it. Like I would just scrap it and do something else. Put those developers on that game and now put them over to Star Wars and make Star Wars faster. That's what I would do. I want the sales to be like 1,000 copies. It's just people that have zero access to their internet. Oh man. Oh, me and my wife watched this movie. It was a funny little cute little Fate. What was it called? Happy Fate or something like that. And she's like, "Oh, this movie came out in theaters." And I was like, "Well, let me look it up." And I looked it up, and it was in theaters for a week, and it made $8,000. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Dear Lord!" I was like, "This is," and it cost them $15 million to make. I was like, "Oh, that's bad." It made $8,000 in theaters. It was in theaters for 6 days. We know Massive did very beautiful on how they done with the open world game. I'm just saying I've never made a single Star Wars game. Sure, but to be honest, though, you can say that to any company that's never made a Star Wars game before, made a Star Wars game, right? Like EA never made a Star Wars game until they did, and then they made a bunch of Star Wars games. You know what I mean? So I don't think them not making a Star Wars game doesn't make them qualified to make a Star Wars game. I think the opposite. I think of a company that can beautifully design a city like New York and DC or any of the other games where they make Italy in Assassin's Creed. I know it's not Massive, but Massive themselves making the Division games, I think they'll be pretty well rounded to make Coruscant, Tatooine, Hoth, and whatever plans they want to make. I think they'll have more than enough experience and knowing what they're doing to make a good Star Wars environment. Now, if you're talking about gameplay and stuff like that, I mean, that's still set to, we don't even know what type of game it is, right? If it's a shooter, if it's a slasher, it's a role-playing game. Hey, little Timmy, I got you this brand new pirate game. Mass Effect is a Star Wars game that's not a Star Wars game. Yeah. Mass Effect 2 really made me feel like I was in like Star Wars, Star Trek type of stuff. Where you go back to your ship, talk to your crew, and go back and go on missions. I liked it. We're about an hour into the show. Reminder, we do have a membership button now. It showed up yesterday. We had YouTube Lurker last night and Stealth gift a bunch of people memberships, and I do appreciate that very much. We do a show, this show, The Daily Grind, Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern time. On Thursday nights on this channel, we also do a podcast called Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. We also do uploads. We did an upload. We did an experiment today, right? Probably most of you in channel right now didn't go watch the the Skull and Bones video, right, before you came into here. But the Skull and Bones video aired before, right? Aired before this one came out. So if you watch the before one and then came here, it would feed you in. Like, that was the story, the topic, and then we started talking more about Ubisoft over here. So testing it out, seeing how it works. Don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. Luke said, I did. I think the open world Star Wars game does way better than Starfield. But is that fair to say, Water? Here, right? The Star Wars game is probably coming out on all systems. Starfield is only coming out on Xbox and PC, right? So one's technically for one system, and the other one's for multiple systems. 2, Starfield's a brand new IP, and Star Wars is a 40-plus year IP, right? So I don't know if you can say, but then again, if you look at it this way, oh, look, Stealth's giving away 2 months unlimited Ultimate Game Pass. Someone take that code and put it in, and you got 2 months for Ultimate Game Pass. So Star Wars, I mean, obviously Marvel's a huge brand, and then look what happened to Marvel's Avengers, right? So I don't know. Mass Effect is better than 90% of Star Wars ST shows or movies, or Star Trek movies. Mass Effect 2 to me is one of the greater games ever created, Jason. Mass Effect 1 not so much, Mass Effect 3 not so much, Mass Effect Andromeda not so much, but Mass Effect 2 specifically is one of the best games ever created. Thank you very much, Stealth, for sharing that. So if anyone claims it, if someone does take it, if you take it, claim it, and then let us know that you claimed it, so other people don't start to try to do it. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 by far. God, that's like, what, 11 years old now? That year, what, 2012? I want to see this for a second. Why is it? What games came out in 2012? Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012. Is it 2011 then? Hold on. When did Skyrim came out? Yeah. 2011 and 2012, I have to say, is probably some of the best video games at that time. I'm just looking. I'm looking here. And then we got 2010. What do we have in 2010? 2010, it was Mass Effect. Wow. The 13 years. Okay, so 2010 was a banger year. Okay. 2010 was a banger year. You had some great games come out in 2010, right? In 2010, you had Mass Effect, okay? You had Red Dead Redemption. You had, obviously, a lot of people like Black Ops. You had Final Fantasy 14, okay? You had Fable 3, Xenoblade Chronicles, Skate 3, Dante's Inferno, God of War, Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmares, Transformers War of Cybertron, fantastic game. Okay, Mafia 2 was a great game. Let's see, any other big Metro was good. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, and Gran Turismo 5. That's a lot of good games right there. Right? Then you go to 2011. Right? 2011, You got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Okay. You got Dark Souls, Batman Arkham City, Battlefield 3, Skyrim. Okay. Deus Ex, Saints Row. Saints Row 3rd wasn't a Uncharted, great game. Right? Legend of Zelda is out there. Star Wars: The Old Republic came out then. Bulletstorm was a good game. The Witcher, Witcher 2 came out. DC Universe Online came out. Gears of War 3 came out. Like we're talking lots and lots of games came out. Look how many Marvel games came out that year. You have Captain America, Super Soldier. You had Thor, God of Thunder. You had Spider-Man, Edge of Time. LA Noire came out. Assassin's Creed Revelations. Minecraft. I mean, those two years, man. And let's go to 2012. 2012 had some good bangers as well. Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3, Mass Effect 3, Dishonored, Diablo 3. Those are some good years. 2010, 2011. And you finish it out with these guys. Homefront shutters and GameStop. I installed the LED lights in the Falcon display. Sent you some pics. All right, let me check it out. Oh, nice. Stealth is I'm gonna put it on the string. Stealth is he built a cabinet. If you guys don't know what this is a cabinet that he laid down on its side to make a table, basically. Because he got the Millennium Falcon, the Lego Millennium Falcon. So he decided to buy a cabinet you would put up on the wall and then lay it down on the ground, use it as a table so you can put it inside when it's done being built and put it inside there. Call of Duty Black Ops Modern Warfare 2 was the beginning of my experiencing my inner rage and a dirty mouth. Are they doing DC Universe Online graphic update? They are this year. At the end of this year, Water, they just came out recently and said that DC Universe Online is getting a next-gen upgrade at the end of this year. Do-do. All right. And my uploads are not doing as well off the top. Some of them don't get any traction whatsoever, and then others get a lot of traction. Yeah, so DC Universe, I'm thinking about going back and trying when they do the upgrade type of thing, but I don't know. At that time, hopefully I'm playing Transformers, you know? Yeah, let me look it up real fast. I'm pretty sure. They came out with like a roadmap, if I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn. I don't really follow the game too closely. Yeah, so this was... Yeah, this is the roadmap right here. This is the roadmap for DC Universe Online. So they're doing episode 45, Shock the System. They're doing Attack of the Anti-Monitor. Love Conquers All. Mexaplex Mischief. Then in quarter 2, they're doing Springtime Event, Tides of War, Emotes System they're adding. Quarter 3, episode 46, Save the Universe, Homecoming. And then in the future, it doesn't say like the end of this year. It's just rumored. It says episode 47, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So that's quarter 4 / late this year, early next year. Started playing Lego Skywalker Saga all over again, but on the Xbox because I got nothing else to play. What did you play it on before? Yeah, let's see. It says emotes are coming somewhere in the time window, and the next-gen console version of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS are planned for late 2023. So episode 46 is set for summer of 2023, while episode 47 is coming during the autumn of the same year. So there you go. Those of you that are DC Universe Online fans, that's coming out. When I go quiet like that, I feel like you guys think I'm like muted, and I think I gotta find music to play. But the problem with the music is I got copyright claimed on Monday. So basically my whole video, was it Monday or Tuesday? The Wayfinder video is it's not monetized in any way, shape, or form. And they hit me with all these little moments. I had like 20 different songs. And I was like, come on. And I never got hit. I've used the same songs for the last 2 years. And I don't understand all of a sudden they got me on it. I thought they were safe, but they apparently not. Oh, you're playing on the PlayStation 5. I like playing that game. We've been playing that on Mondays. Last night we talked about it a little bit. Sean was talking when we were playing Division last night that I said I'll probably play Jedi Fallen Order again before Jedi Survivor comes out. And I was like, I don't know how long it'll take me to play it. So I think it's only a 20-hour campaign. Let me see. It is, main story is 17 hours. 17 hours and 16 minutes. Main and extras takes 22 hours. 22 hours, I could do that. If we waited till February and then played it every night for 3 hours, that's 12. What would that be? That would be, let me look at, I'll look at the calendar here. When does Jedi it comes out March 17th. So if we start on the Wednesday the 1st of March, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. It would be close. It'd be close. I would have to average about 3 hours gaming a night. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, we could do that. But the problem is it comes out on the 17th. I don't stream on the weekends. I might have to stream on that Friday when it comes out. So we might do that. Beginning of March, we might do the playthrough. And maybe if we don't get through the whole thing. God, I can't do that. I play the game. I got to go through the whole thing. I got to go through the whole thing. Yeah, Jedi Survivor, we're going to have to do it when it comes out. That way we'll have the Let's Play on this channel. And it'll be a fresh playthrough. I haven't played it. I haven't played it since it came out in 2018. Right? That's when it came out. Like October, right? November. Oh, November 2019. 2019. Yeah, all right. Well, wow, that's still been 2021. It's been 3 years. Man, I can't believe Jedi Fallen Order came out in 2019. And I remember when they were at the award show saying they were making a game in 2017 and we had to wait 2 years for that game to come out. That's crazy. This Okay, so I had a lot of games in 2010, 2011. I think this might be my single most hyped year to play video games, right? Even though I don't have a PlayStation 5, Spider-Man 2 is on the I want to get it cuz I love Spider-Man, right? We got Jedi Survivor coming out, potentially have a Transformers game coming out, and we have a Hogwarts game coming out, right? That's literally the forfecta, okay? You have a Harry Potter, Marvel, Transformers, and Star Wars game all coming out in 1 year. Right? That's crazy. Yeah, 2019. November 15th, 2019 is when it came out, Water. Right? You got the forfecta of IPs right there. And then if you want to throw on top of that, you have Diablo 4 coming out. Star Wars Fallen Order is free on PlayStation Plus right now. Lots of I totally forgot. Add a fifth one to that. Then you got Suicide Squads coming out, right? So you got Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Transformers, and Harry Potter all coming out in 1 year. Well, Transformers is up in the air. We don't know, but it could be. It could come out. Alpha, beta, test, whatever. This question, how many of those titles do you think will be good? Well, the question is how many. I want them all to be good. I want them all. I want them all to be good, Water. But obviously, I think Harry Potter, or I keep saying Harry Potter. I think Hogwarts Legacy is going to be a. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. I do. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. Regardless if there's bugs and glitches and stuff, I think the overall experience of that game is going to be. It's going to be great. Okay. Oh, you know what? Real quick, I know I'm jumping topics here real fast, but Al Dente, I think Gollum comes out this year. I think there's a Lord of the Rings game coming out this year because it got pushed from last year into this year. So Lord of the Rings might be in there, right? But going back to your question, I think Hogwarts Legacy, I think is going to be a phenomenal game. Okay. I think Jedi Survivor is going to be a phenomenal game. I don't think that game is going to suck in any way, shape, or form, right? There's no way Respawn comes out and makes a worse game than they made, right? What's going on, Super Dave? That they make a worse game than the first Jedi Fallen Order, right? So I think Hogwarts and Jedi Survivor are going to be phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. That's 2 games phenomenal. Spider-Man 2, okay, is going to be a phenomenal game as well, right? There's no way that Insomniac makes a worse game than they made of Spider-Man and Miles Morales. It's going to be on the exact same playing field, if not just a little bit better. So that's 3 of the 5 games so far that I think are going to be phenomenal. Not good, phenomenal. Okay. Now, Suicide Squads comes in that I think the game's going to be fun, but I don't know if it's going to be phenomenal. But Rocksteady knows how to make games, right? They make good games. So I think out of the 3 I've named so far, and the 4th one of Suicide Squads might be the weakest one of the bunch, but it's also it might be the most fun because it's a multiplayer game, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then the last one is Transformers, and I leave it last because one, we don't know if it's coming out, right? We don't know if it's coming out this year. The alpha or beta might come out this year, but we don't know if it's coming out this year. If it does come out this year, I want that game to be the most successful game because, in my eyes, because I'm a Transformers guy, right? But it probably is the weakest link here because of its live service mentality, right? It's a Warframe clone, right? It's a type of Warframe clone where the other games are like standalones, right? I mean, they could be live service games, but Hogwarts is a standalone story. Jedi Survivor is a standalone story. Spider-Man's a standalone story. Suicide Squad could be a standalone story, but it also could be a live service game. And then Transformers is a live service. It's a free-to-play live service game. So I want to say all 5 games are going to be 3 are going to be phenomenal, and 2 are going to be great. I would like to see all 5 being phenomenal. I would love an action-adventure Lord of the Rings title that goes through all the 3 movies. Well, then you got to play the Legos game because I don't think you're going to get that. Gollum. I don't know what happened to Gollum. Lord of the Rings Gollum. That was supposed to come out during Rings of Power. Let's see. The release date, it just says 2023. Let's say with the knock-on agreement announcement, the game was delayed. What the hell is the knock-on agreement? With the knock-on agreement, what is that? I gotta look this up before I read that because I don't know what the hell that is. Jumping AB entering publishing agreement with the French publisher. Okay. So Jumpgate enters a publishing agreement with Knock-On for 3 years, for 3 new games. Okay. So Jumpgate AB has entered a publishing agreement with the French publisher Knock-On, which encompasses the enhancement of porting the Tivoli games Wild Shade, Cat Rescue Story, and Animal Hospital for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X. Very happy the opportunity. But why did they? So apparently, with whatever this negotiation went through, that's the reason that Gollum got delayed. It says with the agreement announcement, the game was delayed till 2022. On the 24th of May, 2022, it was announced at the game's official Twitter page. The developer was currently targeting a release date of September 1st of 2022 for the Steam server, PlayStation, and Xbox console. But it never came out. It never went out. Now it says 2023. There's been no stories about this thing. September 1st release date is just 1 day before Amazon's Lord of the Rings. Yeah, see, it was supposed to come out the day before Lord of the Rings Rings of Power show premiered. It was supposed to come out. I think, and this is what I think, okay? I think Gollum got pushed back because Rings of Power was getting so much crap that they went, no, we're not putting this out. Let's go on, dude. Go play that shit Gotham Knights you praise so much. What do you mean, David? Why are you telling me to go play the game that I already played? I think they haven't had the rights to Lord of the Rings rights. That's why they delayed the game. Why would they make a game if they didn't have the rights to it? Why would they publish a game if they didn't have the rights to it? And where did I praise it? Everybody forgot about Gollum. Everybody forgot about Gollum. I would love you to show me the video that I praised so much of Gotham Knights. Assassin's Creed. Let me see. Do we have any other stories here that came out this morning while we were doing the show? Because that always happens. I'll like log off, and then all of a sudden there's like a major story that broke like an hour before. Yeah, I really want a Lord of the Rings game. That would be it though. El Dente is correct. If we're just missing a Lord of the Rings and a Star Trek game, and I actually think there's a Star Trek game coming out as well. Wasn't there a new Star Trek game coming out? I don't think it's coming out this year though. Star Trek Resurgence. When did that come out? No, it is. Yeah, Star Trek Resurgence is coming out April of 2023. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. This is the year of massive franchises coming out in 1 year. All we're missing is Gollum, and Gollum's supposed to come out in 2023. So now we have DC, Marvel, Harry Potter, Transformers, Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek and Star Wars. Right? It's the whole year of nerdum video games. Yeah. I'm gonna make a video of that. I'm gonna make a video of that. Nerdtopia, the year of nerds. Every major franchise has a video game coming out sometime this year. That's unbelievable. I mean, obviously, Transformers is not releasing, I don't think, this year. At least we don't know, right? But even if you take that out, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I was in VR home space. Lord of the Rings was breathtaking. Seeing the flames and the waterfall, it sounds around me. Oh, that would be a pretty good cool VR experience. That'd be a pretty cool VR experience. Hope it's decent. I mean, you know what? Let's watch a video, shall we, of Resurgence. The last trailer we got was October 17th. Actually, here we'll just do trailer. Oh, that's right. It's got Leonard Nimoy or Spock in there. That's 1 year ago, 10 months ago, 9 months ago. Is this 4 months ago?
thought that thing was totally fried.
This reminds me of Mass Effect, the way it looks right now.
Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in
Most Trek
engineering.
games have been bad,
Now.
and I love Star Trek. Yeah. I mean, come on. If you're a Trekkie, man, this could be your Hogwarts legacy. And he gets sucked out into space. He's just showing us around.
We get underway.
This trailer's not looking the best here.
Officers Edsolar, Diaz, I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
Well, Commander Chovak, isn't it true that if we were almost late, it categorically means that we were not late?
That is correct.
Oh, for
Mr.
God's
Diaz.
sake.
Equip yourselves in EV suits.
I gotta find a different trailer. There's gotta be something better than this.
Integrity field for optimal performance. The
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
It's pretty damn good for Leonard Nimoy.
It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past.
Looks boring, to be fair. Yeah. Well, the videos are showing it doesn't look very.
Comes from the past.
It doesn't look very appealing.
Situation.
I'm trying to find something of action here, but it looks very. I mean, to be fair, that's what Star Trek was. Yeah, it's all conversational stuff.
Served on the orders of magnitude.
It's very Star Trek-y. You know what I mean? True to form. Obviously, it's got Star Trek's all about. It has always been about the dialogue more than action, right? The films brought more action than the TV show. Yeah, but going back to Nerdtopia here, right? Hogwarts, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings. It's all succumbing into this one year. Now, how many games are going to be good? The Star Trek one looks like the worst one that we've seen. The Gollum one. Let's look at this. See if we have this one we haven't seen in a while. This is the Gollum gameplay. This is 6 months ago.
Something calls us Gollum. See?
I mean, I don't know why you would make a game based on Gollum.
Must stay in the shadows. Get to higher ground.
This looks like a game like a Tomb Raider, where you're doing like puzzles and moving across, and you'll get into some combat. I mean, I don't know why you would pitch and be like, "Hey, you want to make a game? I have this idea, Lord of the Rings. It's got massive battles and different places to go and this giant world, and I want to focus on Gollum. And it's a prequel. And we're gonna take him on his adventure of how he got the ring before the events of actual. It's like, really? Yeah, Tomb Raider / Assassin's Creed stealth. Yeah, sneaky of no rings. Like who pitches a game like that? You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a Superman game, but it's gonna be Superman's dad. We're gonna follow his dad around of a prequel before he finds Clark in the middle of the field. It'll be a great game. It'll be called Superman Adventures of His Dad. What? What? Yeah, you'll go to the store and pick up groceries, and you'll do like farm simulator type stuff before he gets there. And then there'll be a point where you find the crashed ship out in the field. It'll be great. Everyone loves Superman. And then let's just make so ridiculous. Let's make a Star Wars game. Giant thing. Battles and ships, and you can go as far as you want, but we'll make it about Shmi, Anakin's mother, and what she did before he was born, and how he became, or how she became pregnant. Yeah, let's do that. I'm making a Superman game, but it's only him doing news reports and talking like that Star Trek game. That would be fantastic if someone did that, right? You're like the news reporter, but he never turns into Superman. It always talks about they talk about the events that Clark was doing when he's Superman, but you never become Superman. It's you just doing news reports on Superman. Oh, RoboCop. Get out of here. I totally forgot about RoboCop. RoboCop. Let's do. This is the gameplay trailer of RoboCop. I totally forgot about RoboCop.
Sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers.
Disturbance? I'm a big fan.
I wouldn't really say that RoboCop is a massive franchise IP, but it's still there. Now, RoboCop should be like Far Cry, right? If a game should be like Far Cry, it should be RoboCop.
What the hell is this? Where is all the money?
We all saw it hesitate in a life and death situation. Why?
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids. I mean, if I had any. This was just an isolated glitch.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
It doesn't look bad. June. Oh, it's only on PlayStation. Oh no. Never mind. It says down here Xbox Series X and S and the Nintendo Switch. RoboCop. 2023, man. Nerdtopia. That's what it is. Is there a Judge Dredd game coming too? Maybe? Let's see. No, no. No new Judge Dredd video game coming out. Hogwarts Legacy Deluxe Edition will be the special gift. I don't normally pre-order big games that often. I think Hogwarts is going to be a fantastic game, Dustin. I do. I think it's going to be that game. Again, if it comes out and it has its problems, brokey, glitchy, whatever, I still think that it's going to be a phenomenal game. I think it's going to be a really good experience. There is a new Terminator game coming out. There is a new Terminator game coming out. It's an untitled Terminator survival game, but we don't know when it releases. You have Terminator Dark Fate Defiance official gameplay trailer. That's over a year ago. And then we have a Terminator open world survival gameplay revealed. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And then we also have you can't make this stuff up. We also have a Starship Troopers Extermination coming out as well. So there's a lot. This is This almost feels and looks like Defiance. This is just a tower defense. You know what I mean? I can't believe how many. I gotta start writing all this down. Yeah, it's just a full horde mode. That's what it is. That's crazy. That's crazy. We started by talking about just Hogwarts and Jedi, and then it's turned into Nerdtopia of just franchise after franchise, and they're all coming out this year. That's crazy. RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Terminator. Now, Water asked me how many games do I think are going to be good out of the 5 I named before. Now we have an additional 5. So I'm going to say 5 of the 5 games will be good. All the rest will be terrible. Let's go back and talk about that Superman game where it's just a news reporter. Yeah, we already talked about Transformers. The original games I talked about, Super Dave, it was Hogwarts, right, which is Harry Potter. We got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We have Spider-Man, which is Marvel. We have Suicide Squad, which is DC, and then we have Transformers. There is a G.I. Joe game, Super Dave, but it's not coming out this year. Yeah, there is a rumor of a G.I. Joe game. But there's been no word on it. As of 9 months ago, as of 9 months ago, There's supposedly it might be like, it says exclusive details on the new G.I. Joe Snake Eyes video game. So it's supposed to be a Snake Eyes video game. So don't know much about it. I don't think it's coming out this year, but it's still funny. Gonna have to get a side hustle to pay for all of them. Oh, if you just wait like a week after, Luke, they'll go on sale or they'll be on Game Pass. they'll all come to Game Pass. Just wait for them to come on Game Pass. You'll be fine. Hogwarts, Spider-Man, Jedi Fallen Order 2 will be the best games this year. Everything else will be mediocre or trash. Yeah, right off the bat though, Hogwarts and Jedi Fallen Order, those are two contenders for Game of the Year right there. 1, 2. Right? Hogwarts and Spider-Man, or Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor are 2 of the 5 or 6 nominations for games right in the beginning of the year. Then you have Spider-Man. I'll be up there as well. So that's 3 games of the years. And then there's going to be a game somewhere in there. There's going to be a game somewhere in there that we don't know about, that all of a sudden just comes out of nowhere that people just absolutely love. That'll happen as well. Lots and lots of games, man. Oh, isn't this kind of weird? Ubisoft, you get your first month of Ubisoft Plus for $1. Why are they promoting that? Ubisoft bargain bin sales offer 80% off select games. Lots of news on Ubisoft on 8% off some of the best-selling games from January 5th to January 19th. Right now, right now you can get, I'm not sponsored by Ubisoft in any way, shape, or form. You can get the expansion for Division 2 for $9. $8 for Rainbow Six Siege. You can get Assassin's Creed Black Flag for $6. Division 2 itself, $9. Division 2 Ultimate Edition for $24. What else you got here? Assassin's Creed 2, $6. Origins, $8. Brotherhood, $6. So if you're looking for some games, Ubisoft has got some sales going on. And I still have no urge to pick up a lot of these games. There you go. There you go. Some sales from Ubisoft. Oh, did you guys see this? The Velma show that's coming out on HBO Max. It looks terrible, by the way. It looks terrible. Why make a Scooby-Doo show that's not meant for kids? I don't know. But anyway, they completely swapped a couple characters, race swap. Some people changed their names. Shaggy's name's Norville. That's his actual real name, not and it's getting such bad reviews that they turn the comments off on the trailers on YouTube. And then the company itself HBO was flagging videos that were watching, like reviewing the show. They were flagging them and copyright claiming them for watching the trailers and whatnot. Right? So that's how bad, you know. Yeah, but did they change anything? Did they change anything in the show? I haven't seen the Harley Quinn show. Did they change Harley Quinn's race? Did they change any of the main characters that you knew what about those characters are? Or did they just make a show that's more of adult of Harley Quinn? Yeah, there's no dog in the Scooby-Doo show because it's not a Scooby-Doo show. It's a Velma show. So apparently, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a prequel. It's supposed to be a prequel, which is before, I guess, they met the dog, which makes no sense because if it's a prequel, the prequel that we know about was there was a show, right? There was a show with them as kids, and they all knew each other. Copyright infringement by watching the trailer? Yeah, they were taken down. They were taking down people. More adult is good? I don't know. Oh, you're saying Harley Quinn. More adult, it's good. They also changed the backstory of each of the characters as well. Like Daphne is an orphan. Fred has a small penis. That's what they tell you. They say that. That's one of the descriptions in the show. That Fred is rich and he has a small penis. That's in the description. And it's like supposedly a running joke as they go. I'm gonna watch the first episode. Yeah. I'm gonna watch the first episode to see. Do you want people to watch your trailer? What the heck is the world coming to? Yeah. Yeah. Let me see the synopsis. Let me read you the. Hold on. Let me try to find it. Do we have a synopsis here? What is the synopsis? All right, synopsis for the HBO's Max Velma cartoon sounds like. Let me see what this says. Okay, synopsis of HBO Velma cartoon sounds like a PC ad lib from hell. A Crystal Cove High School Daphne is a popular mean girl orphan who deals drugs because of her dark family secrets. Her boyfriend, Fred, personifies mediocre white richness. His mansion holds dark secrets, and he's a teeny weeny, and he has teeny weeny privates. A subject, a much controversy or conversation. Sorry, Shaggy has become Norville, and his school newspapers strive friend zoned by his beloved Velma, and he also worries he's a beta male. Remember the lame humor concept from 20 years ago. This is actually a write out from them. So, I mean, that's a seller for me. I'm gonna watch the first episode only because I'm intrigued by it. Right? I'm only intrigued by it. But it's just funny. It's just funny. Now I have to explain to my son, right? Like, hey, Dad, I saw this. I heard about this new Scooby-Doo show. It's called Velma. I'll be like, oh no, you can't watch that. There's like sex, nudity, and they talk about sex all the time in here. They want to bang each other. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I would show you the trailer, but I don't want HBO Max to pull my whole stream down because of Velma. And that's not my words. That's literally what one of the reviews says. Scooby-Doo. I guess they didn't really believe in a talking dog. Maybe they tell you a prequel of maybe they're so goddamn high. Velma, Shaggy, Fred, and Daphne are so goddamn high that they think Scoob talks. That would be fantastic. James says, I love Scooby-Doo as a kid and the Scrappy-Doo series. This sounds like a disappointment in my childhood memories. I mean, sure, it could be fun. It could be like a Beavis and Butthead. It could be like a South Park where it's like adult humor, Family Guy type of stuff, and it could be good, or it could be a absolute travesty. Who's Norville? Norville is Shaggy. Norville is Shaggy. They race swap Shaggy to a black guy. To a black guy. And that's not the bad part about it. The bad part is they changed Shaggy, right? They changed Velma to an Indian, which is played by the actress, producer. What's her name? Her name is Mindy Kaling. She plays Velma. If you want Beavis and Butthead, they actually made another Beavis and Butthead, didn't they? She was the girl from The Office. If you guys don't know who she is, this is Mindy. She's the one that was in The Office. So she wrote and produced Velma. But here's the thing I don't understand. This is pretty like the last topic I'm talking about, right? If you want to make a show, right, instead of taking Scooby-Doo, Velma, Daphne, Fred, Shaggy, and Scoob, and turning it into something completely that's not it, why even make it based off of the characters, right? Just make a new show. You could have literally done the exact same thing, but instead of using Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and changing Shaggy and changing the race of each of the of Velma and Shaggy, getting rid of the dog, why don't you just do a show of of four group of friends that figure mysteries out together? Do you know what I mean? If anything, people would go, "Oh, this is like Scooby-Doo, but this is adult Scooby-Doo, but it's not Scooby-Doo because it has no reference of Scooby-Doo whatsoever." Instead, you took the characters that were beloved for 40 years, 50 years. When did Scooby-Doo come out? Right? It came out in 1969, right? We're 50 years. Right? Like 49 years. I just don't understand. You could literally have made the same exact story that you wanted to with the sex and the drugs and all that stuff. Now, obviously, Scooby-Doo, we know Shaggy's high, right? It's from the 60s. It's the 70s. Okay? We obviously, it made fun of that time frame. Just leave it be. You could literally have made a brand new, and not called it Scooby-Doo, not called her Velma, not called her Daphne, not called her Fred, right? I don't know. Oh, she's the one. She has the show on Netflix called The Mindy Project. Is it good? I don't like to judge people on one thing based on the other. Like Ryan Johnson, I hate him for Star Wars, but I do like Looper, and I do like Knives Out. Right? So, but they could have made a completely new teenage drama where they go on adventures and solve mysteries, and you would have just assumed, you're like, oh, this is like Scooby-Doo. But this is so much better because it's for adults type of thing. Instead, they destroy the IP of Scooby-Doo, which is probably one of the more profitable Hanna-Barbera shows. I mean, it's changed so much. It's literally so popular that they still make new Scooby-Doo shows, right? It's still relevant. And they connected it to Supernatural back in the day, okay? So much so where they brought Supernatural into the show, and there's like this whole theory of like different timelines and different things of Scooby-Doo. It's actually really cool. It's just weird. It's just weird. In 1969 to now, and they have brand new shows and series and whatnot. They just canceled. They literally just canceled. Think about this. Scoob, right? And they were doing Scoob 2. When Warner Brothers came in, they literally scrapped the animation department, but yet released this garbage and scrapped the new Scoob 2 one. I guess next on the hit list is the Flintstones and the Jetsons. You shut your mouth, Stealth. You take that back right now. Take it back. How dare you? Now you've put it out in the universe. Now here it goes. It's gone. Chat, blame Stealth. The Flintstones are not going to wear shoes. They're going to drive electronic cars. And the Jetsons are going to have they're going to have wheels as well. They're going to come back to the modern times. They're going to change everything. Oh my God. Stealth, you've done it now. You've completely ruined the Flintstones and Jetsons now. They're going to change the whole thing. What's going to happen is the Jetsons are going to get murdered. And then the new Velma crew is going to have to figure out who killed the Jetsons. And then they find out it's the Flintstones. And then Clark Kent does a report on it. And that, my friends, is the end of our show. We'll be back tonight for the podcast. Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. I do appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out this morning. If you like what we do here, please make sure you share, like, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, when I go live. And also, if you'd like to go above and beyond that, you can become a member. You can become a member for $4.99. We do appreciate you very much for coming out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to watch the other videos that we did on Skull and Bones, and then the Hogwarts one that we did yesterday as well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.